Are you feeling stuck or dissatisfied with your progress in life? What if transforming your reality could be as simple as adjusting your outlook? Welcome to the channel where we delve into captivating reads and bring their essence directly to you. Today, we're exploring Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller, a book that promises to elevate your mindset and actions. This summary isn't just an overview, it's a gateway to life-changing insights. You'll discover the power of positive thinking and embracing failures, which are essential steps toward achieving your dreams. And the best part? You gain all these insights without flipping through a single page. Stay with us till the end to learn how minor adjustments in your words and thoughts can open up new possibilities. Are you ready to shift from seeing the glass half empty to half full? Let's unlock the secrets to a fulfilling and successful life together. If you're tired of feeling stuck and unsure where to start, this book is your guide. It's crucial for anyone mired in negativity to provide strategies to cultivate a positive outlook and seize growth opportunities. Learn how to use your thoughts to shape your reality, discover the art of choosing the right words, and understand the power of taking action. Are you ready to dive into a world of knowledge that will help you grow and reach new heights of success? Let's get started. Part 1. Success begins in the mind. Your attitude is your window to the world. It's the lens through which you view everything. Two people can experience the same event, yet feel entirely differently about it. This depends on their attitudes. As children, we start life with a clean, positive attitude. We believe that no matter how often we fall, we can still learn to run, walk, and ride a bicycle. We don't blame the world for our failures. But as we grow up, our parents, friends, and teachers point out our flaws and faults. This starts to cloud our thinking, muddying our perspective like fog, making it hard to see the world with the innocence of childhood. Our past experiences, external factors, and other people can motivate us temporarily, but sustaining it long-term must come from within. You might think you don't have the power to change your attitude, but you're mistaken. History has proven that those who have tried before you have succeeded. Consider the story of Viktor Frankl, a prisoner in a Nazi death camp. He experienced hunger and cold daily, endured countless sufferings, and lost his entire family either in the camps or gas chambers. His life was filled with sorrow, with nothing to give him hope or reason to live. Yet he never gave up. He believed that our attitude defines everything. Even if everything else was forcibly taken from him, he could still survive comfortably if he retained one thing: the power to choose. The power of choice is our attitude. Despite being imprisoned, he learned valuable lessons from everything around him. The most important lesson he learned was that it doesn't matter what your situation is. What matters more is how you view it. Being in prison is not easy, and prisoners are treated very harshly. Victor carefully observed how this treatment affected other prisoners. While these conditions changed everyone else, Victor didn't let it affect him. He believed that lack of food, sleep, or physical and mental health does not determine who we are or what we will become. The only way to survive like a successful person is to adopt a positive attitude. Just because you are imprisoned does not mean you are a criminal. As long as you maintain a positive mindset, you are truly free. In the death camps, where humans were treated worse than animals, Victor not only survived, but emerged more robust than before. He became a renowned figure in psychology and established a unique identity. His best-selling book, Man's Search for Meaning, reflects his knowledge and profound understanding. You are a human magnet. Like many others, you might have often wondered why only a few people achieve success while others do not. The answer is simple. We are what we think we are. This means that we become exactly what we feel about ourselves. If you continuously focus on a goal you truly want to achieve, all your energy becomes directed towards that goal. You will naturally start taking action to achieve it because your attitude has already set you up for success. When we strongly believe in something, we begin to attract it to ourselves. When we believe we can achieve anything, and this thought embeds itself in our brain, we achieve it. If your goal is to cultivate a positive attitude, you must think about it for a few seconds and throughout the day. Jeff Keller, the author of this book, shared his story of becoming a real estate owner. His dream began when he saw people in his city investing in properties one after the other and earning manifold returns. Yes, real estate owners face many difficulties, but they also earn significant profits. Jeff wanted to be one of them. This dream was constantly on his mind. However, he feared failing because he couldn't make the first move. He considered every possible obstacle, dealing with tenants, rent issues, and numerous other problems. He was thinking about his goal with a negative attitude. However, his mindset changed once Jeff started reading books about the power of attitude. In 1986, he decided to invest in 2 properties that year. He was no longer afraid. He was moving toward his dream with a positive attitude. For 6 months, he repeatedly thought about buying 2 houses that year. Every evening, he met with real estate agents to look for houses. He did not rush. He moved forward patiently and took action to make his dream come true. And as he desired before the year ended, he had bought 2 properties. This would not have been possible if his attitude had not changed. By changing his perspective, he is a successful real estate owner today. He indeed made his dream come true. Picture your way to success. You must have a clear vision of your destination. Many famous singers and athletes say they have been imagining their success since childhood. These mental images create a movie revealing much about our past. Only you can control the mental pictures you make. No one else can. As children, our brains were free of mental clutter, and we were highly positive, believing we could do anything. It felt like the whole world was ours, and nothing could stop us. As we grow older, our experiences often cloud our self-belief like fog. When we try something new, we recall past failures and end up not even trying. Repeated failures fill our mental capacity with negativity. You are responsible for these outcomes. Only if you have created a negative image can you turn it into a positive one. So, relax and create a new positive image of your story. Involve all your senses in this visualization to truly feel it from within. Robert is an excellent example of this. He was nominated for a judge's position. From childhood, his dream was to become a successful judge. He felt happy and incredibly nervous when he was nominated, noticing he was becoming more anxious by the day. Robert was qualified for this post with the ability and a high chance of winning the election. Because Jeff was his friend, he gave Robert life-changing advice. Jeff suggested that Robert add Judge to his signature, making him Judge Robert Jones, and place this signature where it would always catch his eye. Therefore, Robert signed a piece of paper and kept it in his wallet. His signature constantly reminded him of his dream. Even though he was unaware that this mental image was preparing him to be a judge, it led to even stronger images forming in his brain. He became convinced that he was a judge. To turn this image into reality, he began to take action. He vigorously engaged in his campaign and pushed his party to perform their best to maximize his votes. Robert already had a strong personality and a high chance of winning, but these images made him even more vital. Once these images transformed into a positive attitude, nothing could stop him from creating whatever he wanted. Make a commitment and you will move mountains. Achieving any goal is only possible with commitment. It is the cornerstone of success. Genuine commitment means having the desire and determination to do whatever it takes to reach your goal. This kind of commitment is almost magical. Once you start focusing on your dream, new paths to achieve that dream begin to reveal themselves. These paths were always there, but your commitment helps you see and attract them. However, commitment alone is not enough. Life will test you by placing numerous obstacles in your path, and you must maintain patience and an unyielding attitude. Commitment is not just about taking action, but also about standing firm, no matter how long it takes. In 1999, Jerry Gladstone started his company, which was passionate about selling toys. A year later, he decided to focus solely on selling animation art. Despite his efforts, he was unsatisfied with his company's results and realized that significant success would require focusing on selling Disney art. When he contacted Disney, they rejected his offer. But Jerry did not give up. He persistently pursued a partnership with Disney for 3 years. One day, a Disney team member, frustrated by Jerry's constant phone calls, left a voicemail stating that he would never get a deal with Disney. Did Jerry give up? Not. He increased his efforts, calling even more frequently. Eventually, Disney, exasperated by his persistence, offered him a deal. With one condition: Jerry could only sell Disney art if he opened a store in Minnesota or Massachusetts. Despite living in New York and loving his city, Jerry set off for Boston, Massachusetts the next day. He found a location and contacted Disney again. Impressed by his commitment, they invited him to join the Disney program. A year later, he was permitted to open a store in New York, and 10 years later, Jerry became one of the world's largest sellers of animation art. Part 2. Watch your words. Your words blaze a trail to your future. Selecting words or phrases is crucial because they can make or break your success. Words strengthen your attitude. If your words are positive, your attitude will also be positive. Therefore, choosing your words carefully is essential. This process begins with a thought, which becomes a word, then a belief, followed by action, and finally, the result appears. Once you create a positive image in your brain, use positive language to guide you toward your goal. Share your dreams with others, but be cautious. Share your positive thoughts only with those who are also positive. Such people can help you advance and hold you accountable. The story of Kent Calhoun is genuinely inspiring. Kent was a scientist at NASA and the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence SETI project leader. He had earned a doctoral degree in physics and was developing software to detect other living beings in the universe. The idea alone seemed nearly impossible, but Kent was determined to achieve his goal. Despite the project's challenges, Kent faced a significant personal obstacle. He was blind. However, he never let his blindness hinder his work. He believed that if he used strong, negative words, he would give power to his problem, allowing it to control his life. Instead, he chose his words carefully, managing the power of his blindness through positive language. Kent loved his work at NASA and, despite his blindness, successfully earned a doctoral degree in physics. This was a remarkable achievement, demonstrating his determination and resilience. His success in the NASA project was not impossible for someone with his level of commitment. Imagine if you start considering even your most significant problems as minor. Think about the power you would possess if you didn't allow problems to disrupt your success. Imagine how much your life would change. How are you? How often do you hear, "How are you?" Each day? Probably quite often. We usually overlook the importance of this question because we've answered it so many times that it has become a habit. But are you aware of the effect it can have on you? Probably not. Answering this question frequently is like talking to yourself, which helps direct your day. So, ask yourself now, "How are you?" Your response could be positive, negative, or somewhere in between. It's best if your response leans towards the positive side. Even if you're not feeling well, saying you're fine can make you feel better. Here's a perfect example. Sally often felt very tired. Whenever someone in the office asked her, "How are you?" she told the truth, that she was tired. Doing this reinforced her belief that she, indeed, was tired. As the day progressed with this attitude, she would feel increasingly tired. It might even happen that she would start nodding off at her desk and potentially fall off her chair. Now think about the person in the office who asked her how she was. Do you think hearing Sally's tired response made them feel positive? No. Hearing such a weary answer probably also made them feel tired. By responding this way, Sally was not only her energy, but also the energy of those around her. When Sally got home, she felt frail and tired. She sat in her favorite chair to relax and checked her lottery ticket. She was astonished to find out that she had won $10 million. Remember how tired Sally was, but now she was also delighted. She started dancing around and calling her friends and family to share the good news. She probably didn't sleep all night because of the excitement. So, where did Sally find the energy to celebrate despite her fatigue? The secret lies in her mental state. When she kept telling everyone she was tired, she focused all day on that energy, which only worsened things. If she had focused her energy on something positive, her entire day would have been filled with energy and turned out amazing. Remember, whatever you say or think, your body is listening. So, choose your words and thoughts wisely. Part 3. Heaven helps those who act. Associate with positive people. There are two types of people in the world, those filled with negativity and toxicity, and those brimming with positivity who nurture others. The latter are the kind who constantly encourage you to push forward. These individuals always remain positive and believe that you can achieve your goals. You should strive to surround yourself with such positive people. On the other hand, toxic individuals always think negatively and are prone to complaining. They drain your positive energy and spoil your mood. It's best to avoid the company of such people. Consider Smokey, a good friend who worked in the sales department of a funeral home ministry for 45 years. When we hear about funerals or memorial services, we might assume that being surrounded by death might make someone harmful. However, the truth about Smokey was quite the opposite. His attitude was incredibly positive. He believed that people are like sponges, absorbing everything around them. Whatever they hear starts to impact them. He also believed that if we are around negative people, we eventually become negative. Although deceased bodies always surrounded him, he made it a point to steer clear of negative people. He believed that to remain positive, we must wisely choose our friends and family members, especially those we spend most of our time with. Confront your fears and grow. Sometimes, when we are close to achieving our dreams, we encounter obstacles that frighten us. Often, these problems may be minor, but they seem more significant due to our fears. If you want to be successful, you must be prepared to do things that scare you. Fear is a part of the process, and you cannot achieve your dreams without stepping out of your comfort zone. When you want to try something new and feel scared, think carefully about the situation. Try to understand the root of your fear so you can control it. Always remember, if there's something you genuinely want to do but are avoiding it just because of fear, you stand to lose a lot. You might feel relieved for a moment, but your self-respect and growth as a human being will significantly diminish. Do not let your fear dominate you. Have the courage to stand up and move forward. Let's hear the story of a woman who learned to control her fear. Dottie was a high school teacher for 32 years, but she dreamed of working in entertainment. However, she never took action because of her fear. Teaching seemed safe, even though her heart was set on performing. She continued writing and singing songs, dreaming of becoming a performer one day. One summer, she decided to pursue her dream and quit her job. She was determined to make a mark in show business, but reality struck. She had left her job and was terrified of taking the first step toward her dream. Doti gave in to her fear and went back to teaching. However, her dream was not dead. She loved music deeply. 6 months later, she retired and decided to face her fear of rejection. Despite being in her 50s, she successfully ran her musical show. At 60, she released her first music album and performed in bars and clubs in New York City. Doti was very proud of her career and happy, even in her old age. She lived fully and happily because she dared to turn her dream into reality. Get out there and fail. Earlier, we discussed the importance of challenging ourselves to grow. Sometimes trying something new can be frightening, but regardless of the outcome, we must be brave. Let's learn about Jack and Mark's story. They co-authored a book and wanted to publish it, aiming to complete the process within 3 months. They sent the book to a publisher who rejected it. They tried again, but received another no. They faced rejection 33 times in total. Anyone else might have given up, but they persisted. Finally, they sent their book to another publisher who immediately accepted it. Their goal was to achieve this in 3 months, but it took them 3 years. However, this does not change the fact that they persisted until they succeeded. Ultimately, they were successful, and that's what matters. Their published book became so famous that you can find it in any bookstore. It is part of the popular series Chicken Soup for the Soul. The authors are Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. If they had not continuously tried and given up halfway, they would never have been successful. Therefore, do not count how often you fail. Do not consider it a final result. Rejection does not define our future, but our attitude certainly does. Conclusion. And now that you have learned the importance of a positive attitude, it's time to apply this knowledge. In part 1, you understood the role of your mind. Once you set your thoughts on positive things, you begin to attract every positive aspect into your life. In part 2, you learned how adopting positive language can lead to positive outcomes. A simple, "How are you?" response can make or break your day. Part 3 taught you how you can be positive and get things done. You learned the importance of choosing the right people to be around. By now, you understand how significantly our company affects us. You also realize that stepping out of your comfort zone is essential for growth and becoming more assertive. And there you have it. We've just journeyed through Jeff Keller's Attitude is Everything, uncovering how a shift in perspective can dramatically alter our path to success. Remember, the power to change your life lies within your thoughts and the words you choose to express them. If you haven't already done so, subscribe and hit the notifications bell for more transformative content like this. We have plenty more life-changing summaries coming your way. Thank you for listening to this summary. Until next time, keep that attitude positive and watch as the world changes around you. Remember, every significant achievement starts with the decision to try. Make your attitude the key to your success.